Zip it. Pay attention. What exactly does that mean? Well, in this crazy, crazy world we live in, there's so much confusion, distraction. It's social media, it's an ad, somebody says something. What do we know? What do we really know? Well, we have to find out ourselves. We have to go in for our truth. And that's what I'm going to talk about. How do you manifest the life that you want, living it to the highest quality, and knowing the truth for yourself? Well, there's a few techniques. Okay, I'm not even going to tell you they're easy, but they absolutely work. You just have to kind of get a practice. And I'm going to take you along the steps because they kind of all work together. First of all, you pray, you ask, you beg for change. Okay, that's the first step. Then you need to meditate, quiet down. Then trust your intuition because you get intuitive flashes, and then act upon it. Okay, let me tell you how that really works. Because you're saying, I don't know about all that stuff. Here's an example. You look at the ocean and there's a storm coming in and the waves are crashing and, ripping apart the boardwalk, and they're high and they're, look, just angry, and the sky is awful. But you take a pebble and you throw it in that churning, turning ocean, and it goes all the way down, 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 down to the bottom. And there it is, nice and calm, in the sand on the bottom. That's exactly your life. There's all this confusion going on. But if you go inside of you for the answers and listen to those answers and act upon them, just like finding the pebble at the bottom of the ocean, then you're living your true values. Okay, first, you pray, you beg, you ask for change. But what do? That's when you have to do the next step. That's meditate. Now, I can see some of you already going, meditate? Me? I don't think so. I fall asleep. Can't do it. All right, let me tell you the benefits of meditation. Lowers the cholesterol. Lowers the blood pressure. Helps with oxygen. Helps with anti-aging. You can sleep better also. And it helps develop your intuition. Those are enough reasons for me to keep doing it for the rest of my life. Meditation is a process. So what you want to do is do it every week. Yes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. That is 1 hour a week. You have 168 hours in a week, and I have 168 hours in a week. Use it wisely. If you're not good at the 20 minutes, start with 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. There's different types of meditation. One could be you just are still and quiet. That one's a hard one for me. Another one, listen to soft music, something that relaxes you. Get in a comfortable position. Turn off all those machines that are going on in your life. Another one is a guided meditation. Someone talks you through for the 20 minutes. They talk, then they get quiet. There's water running, or you can hear birds chirping or drums. That's probably the easiest way to start. And if you fall asleep, who cares? What you want to do is just quiet your mind. Now, on my website, donnahartley.com, very bottom of the homepage, green button, there's a beginning meditation. That's right. You go to the ocean. In case you want to know where you are, you're in Hawaii at Diamond Head, because I was a surfer there for years during college, and I loved it. That might be a way to start. Remember, you are worth calming down, because after you meditate, then you're going to get an intuitive flash. I'm not saying right then when you meditate. It could happen 5 days later. It could happen in a dream. Somebody says something, but you have to act upon it. And all of us have had those intuitive flashes, those deja vu, that knowledge. Yes, yes. But this is where the action has to happen. After that intuitive flash, action's required. Send that email. Call that person. Tell someone you're sorry. Book a social event that you want to go to. Figure out how to apply for a new job. Whatever it is, get on it and do the action. We're such a rational society. We go, not now, later, maybe, I don't think so. We talk ourselves out of it. If you want to develop a life that you want to live, the first step is meditation. The next step is developing your intuition. And what can you do after that? Well, raise your energetic vibration. Now, you've probably heard this and you go, I don't know exactly what that is. Well, David R. Hawkins out of Arizona developed a chart, and that chart went from 0 to 1,000. So here's the chart. You can kind of look at it when I'm explaining everything here. If you're really at the bottom, okay, that starts off with, you have shame, and you go to fear. Then you even go up to courage. Unfortunately, most Americans are just a few, numbers up above courage, not very high. They haven't even gotten to being neutral or willingness or accepting, reasoning, and love. By the way, love is unconditional love. That's love of the planet, love of animals, love of pets, love of human race. Being forgiving and understanding and not judging takes a lot of energy. All right, you're starting to understand it. You're having a good day, and you've gotten past courage, and you're at acceptance. And you go, yes, and then somebody says something, and then you come crashing down. Look at the points you can go down to. You go down to fear, and it locks you in. It locks you in for 2 months or a year. Then you pull yourself back up, and you go, all right, I'm doing good. I'm at willingness this time. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to do this. Somebody says something else, or something happens, or you get fired from your job, and you go right down again. You go right down to apathy. Why try? And then you go back up again. It takes time. It could take years. It could take months. Your goal as a soul in this lifetime is to shed the darkness, go to the light. That means you can have joy in your life, giggles, fun, adventure, travel. But you have to clean up all this other stuff that's holding you down. That's why being aware of your energetic vibration every day. And when somebody says something, don't come down. Yes, you might have to evaluate it and look at your life and adapt some changes. But don't drop down into those lower levels. What else can you do? Another way to raise your vibration and to live in that energy that you're happy and you want to do things? Junk the junk food. What do I mean by that? Well, all that processed food that we eat is not doing our brain any good. It's taking the leadership out, the decision making out, and making us lower and not giving us energy. Yes, the fruits, the vegetables, all that's the things that you want to eat, the natural things. But if you do eat something processed, read the labels. Turn it over and look for the sugar content. See, I think it was in the late 50s or 60s. Sugar and fat had a battle, and the people that were for fat got it taken out of the foods, but sugar stayed in. And if you read that, it's kind of tricky. It's milligrams. Okay, and then you go 5 milligrams. Doesn't sound so bad. 5 milligrams is 1 teaspoon. 10 milligrams, 2 teaspoons. I saw something, it was a drink, and it was an iced tea. 40 grams. That would have been 8 teaspoons I'd have been putting in that one little drink. The more sugar you put in, you gain weight, but you also get lethargic. Rule of thumb is, for men and women, you don't want more than 6, but you really would like to keep it down about 3 or 4 if you could. So junk the junk food. Be aware. Read the labels. Another thing to do, get out in nature. Oh my gosh. Sunshine, snow, rain, whatever it is. See the water, see the trees. Breathe. That's a good one too. Just breathe when something is upsetting you. And every day, be grateful. You're here. You're alive. You chose to come in at this time. You made a contract to come in at this time, to do good. to make your life worthy. Take some steps. It takes some time. In closing, I always like to kind of close with a quote. So here you go. Meditation stills the mind. Intuition is powerful and all-knowing. And raise your vibration a level up, because you want to go away from the darkness and towards the light.